Hi everybody, welcome into another edition of Gamecock Insider. I'm Derek Scott at the McGuire Coliseum. Why? Because Gamecock men's basketball is on quite a roll. Today on the show we've got lots of highlights to get into from a couple of recent wins that locked them into fourth place in the SEC standings and helped them move a little closer to consideration for NCAA tournament opportunities. Also on today's show, we'll be sitting down with Hasani Gravett, a senior who's putting together quite the final season in the Garnet and Black. But we will start things off by talking a little baseball. Last weekend, of course, opening weekend of college baseball season. That's always a big deal in Columbia with Gamecock baseball. Let's take a look at some sights and sounds from Founders Park on opening weekend.
Opening weekend 2019 of college baseball to Founders Park. Slapped over to first. Good play by Josiah Seitler, the freshman, to end the inning. That is skied in right field, and that is carrying, and that is off the wall, rounding second and heading into third. That is drilled. Brady Allen is going to go yard, a three-run Johnson. He just tattoos that into the Liberty bullpen. Sends that high and deep to left field, and that ball is going to get out of here. That's a home run for T.J. Hopkins. And the senior from Centerville, South Carolina, with his second home run of the series. Both have been solo shots, and both have been deep. As he said, that one deep to left. Drive in a run as we are tied 2-2 now.
So the Gamecocks take 2 out of 3 from a Liberty team that turned around and upset a top 20 ranked Wake Forest squad 2 days later. So a good season opening series start for South Carolina baseball. We'll be talking Clemson, Carolina in the not too distant future here on Gamecock Insider. When we come back, we're switching gears to men's basketball. We've got highlights to show you from a great win over Texas A&M, so stay with us.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Crescent Construction, the official roofer of the Gamecocks, and by Wild Wing Cafe, where great food rocks. Gamecock Insider is a production of Gamecock Sports Marketing.
We had a large storm, and our home was hit pretty bad. The next day, a friend of ours recommended Crescent Construction. They came out and replaced our entire roof, and we were very pleased with the work they did.
Call Crescent Construction's professional staff to do a detailed roof inspection at your home today. Absolutely free.
I've already referred Crescent Construction to a friend of mine.
Call Crescent Construction, South Carolina's #1 roofer and the official roofer of the Carolina Gamecocks.
Okay, people, it's Ford Truck Month. And you know what that means. The best deals on America's best-selling trucks for 42 years straight. And with over 28 million sold, isn't it time you joined the stampede?
Now get 0 for 72 on F-150 or $11,395 in total savings plus $1,000 cash back only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
During this year's certified South Carolina grown Palmetto series, we're promoting Fresh on the Menu, a program that connects South Carolina farmers with area restaurants to bring you meals made with fresh, locally grown ingredients. Or try creating your own Fresh on the Menu meals at home. So download the Fresh on the Menu app today and follow your team at palmettoseries.com. It's a matter of taste. And go Gamecocks!
This is it. This is the moment when legacies are made, and good becomes glorious. But legacies aren't just granted on game day. You can make them anytime. Will it be today or someday? The glory lies in your choice. This is the moment. What will your legacy be? You build legacies. We protect them.
Hey Gamecock fans, want free basketball tickets? You heard us, free basketball tickets. Right now, only at Buy Low, you can get 2 tickets to a Gamecocks basketball game when you spend just $40 in store. But you better be quick, basketball fans. Buy Low has limited tickets up for grabs. So what are you waiting for? Go grab your groceries and your free Gamecocks tickets today. Buy Low is the premier grocery partner of the South Carolina Gamecocks. We're back on the Gamecock Insider. Time for a Palmetto Health injury update. Gamecock women's basketball got a little bad news the other night. Taya Cooper, who has put together a great season in her first year in the Garnet and Black, suffered an ankle sprain against the Kentucky Wildcats. She was in a boot at the end of the night, hoping that Taya's not out for too long, but certainly we'll hope to get her back in time for the postseason. Let's talk some Gamecock men's basketball. South Carolina's squad is really on a roll right now. Within the last week, they had a couple of home games. The first was against Texas A&M. South Carolina fell behind by double digits early, but that hasn't meant much to this team. The comeback kids were at it again. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Pushes it ahead, gives to Lawson with a bounce pass on the right side. AJ with a step back 3, and it's good. Can Gravett answer with the 3 from the corner? Yes, he can.
He's been on fire the last 3 or 4 games in downtown, and he continues that today.
Hase will try a 3 from the right side, and that's good. Needed something to go in, and that's Hase's second bucket. Gravett, who will then throw it alley-oop to Silva, and there's the slam.
Crowd back in this game.
Silva for 3. Got it! There's a 3 from Lawson. Hasani.
A&M has been best when they make the extra pass.
Campbell for 3. And we are tied at 50. three, and there's another one. Hasani tickles the twine from downtown. Lawson gets a three in the corner. Yes! It is indeed a two-possession game. South Carolina leads 64-60. Shot clock at 7. Hasani drives, kicks to Campbell. Should have shot it, didn't. One more pass to Lawson for three in the corner. Okay!
A.J. Lawson with 21 points.
A.J. okay.
Nice screen by Kotsar. Corner three by Gravett. And they have just tied the South Carolina record for three-pointers in a game with 16.
The Gamecocks will add another win in SEC play, 84-77. The Gamecocks improved to 8-4 in SEC play and crawl back over 500 overall. You can put Spurs on this one.
Big win for the Gamecocks, 18 points for senior Chris Silva. Speaking of Chris, he is our Terminix Pest Player of the Week. You know, he has run off double-digit scoring now in 8 of the last 9 games for South Carolina. He's really on a roll right now. Congratulations to Chris on that honor. More Gamecock men's basketball straight ahead, so stick with us on Gamecock Insider.
Learn about the deadly dangers of prescription drugs and opioids. Help end the epidemic in South Carolina, because painkillers can be just plain killers.
Hey! Norris, can you sign my Tacoma?
I'll be glad to.
From the fist of a legend rises a new action star. A hero who's there to save the day. So fearless, so rugged, he's tough as Chuck.
You replaced me with a truck?
Get 0% APR for 36 months on a new 2019 Toyota Tacoma. That's just 0% APR on the Toyota Tacoma. Toyota, let's go places.
Win the opportunity to be the next Farm Bureau Insurance fan on the court. Winners receive 2 tickets, pregame court passes, and autographed merchandise. Visit usccontest.com to register today. Fan on the Court is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Get the membership advantage. Join us every week at Wild Wing Cafe for Carolina Calls from 7 to 8 o'clock. Wild Wing Cafe is Columbia's home for hot wings, cold beer, and good times. Tune into Carolina Calls every week and go to wildwingcafe.com for more information.
Hasse going to get a spot up 3 at the top of the key. Rims out. Lawson grabs the rebound and flushes it, and he is fouled. Where did that come from?
I don't know, but that was a manly slam back by the freshman A.J. Lawson.
He came soaring in from the left wing, just timed it perfectly, and hammered down a dunk and was fouled by Rodriguez in the process.
That's your Sansbury. Did you see that play as A.J. Lawson brought the place to its feet? And talking about some Gamecock basketball, we've got Hasani Gravett with us as a special guest today on the Gamecock Insider. Hasani, it's been a great senior season for you so far. Give us your thoughts on how this year's unfolded.
We've had a lot of ups and downs, but the fact that we have so many new people, it took a little time for us to gel, and I think now that we've come together and figured out how to play with each other, we're on the right track.
Your hat says March Madness. That's something you experienced a couple years ago. How much do you think about that and trying to get this team back into that experience one more time?
Well, that's the main goal. I mean, we're trying to make it to the tournament and make some noise in there. So we look forward to, the next opportunities we have to create that platform for us and just keep it going.
Frank Martin mentioned in a recent press conference that you weren't getting enough attention from the media as far as the Sixth Man of the Year candidacy in the SEC. How's that role fit for you? You were playing the point last year, you were starting, your minutes aren't down, but you're not on the floor when the game begins. Was it tough to get used to that?
No, not necessarily. Me and Coach talked, and I knew what his plan was with me on the team, and I just accepted whatever it was that he said because I know, he's a smart guy, and for us to work the way that we need to, me coming off the bench was, the best case.
You're leading the SEC in conference play in three-point shooting percentage. Far cry from your first year when you got here. The stroke always looked good, but the shot didn't necessarily go down. What's changed about that? Have you tweaked your shot over the years, or is it just a matter of repetition and how much time you spent in the gym?
I would say more so repetition and confidence. I think when I got here, I didn't really get that many shots up in the game actually, and also just getting in the gym and working on my shot more. I didn't necessarily tweak anything, just got more shots up.
So when we started conference play, the first game of the year was at Gainesville, and they are known, the Rowdy Reptiles, for being a pretty aggressive student section. You came out for warm-ups, and you were clearly the target that day. That was apparent very early on, well before tip-off. They were chanting "Bloomin' Onion" at you, and you didn't seem to be bothered by it, and you obviously played great that day. What was that like in terms of when you realized that they were coming at you, and kind of walk us through what that experience has been like with folks spending so much time on social media talking about you and your hairstyle?
Yeah, well, ever since a kid, I've always dreamed of playing at the highest level of basketball, and I know that that's what comes with it. So, fans that are going crazy at an opposing gym, I just love that. You feel me? It just gets me more hype and, ready to play. And they'd actually had that chant before. They said it a couple years ago too when we played there, so I was already ready for it.
All right. Well, you've been ready for most everything they've thrown at you this year, and certainly the loud noises in the gym most likely have come in support of you and your teammates at Colonial Life Arena. Looking forward to the finish of this season.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back with more of Gamecock Insider in just a moment, so stay with us.
Hey, Bob.
Frank, how do you get people to watch for the warning signs of heart disease?
Yeah, heart disease is the #1 killer in the state of South Carolina. You need to go get checked so you know your numbers, then you can lower your risk.
Coach, but how do you get people on board?
This is a team game. We need to do better, and we will. So go get your blood pressure checked. You too, Bob.
Coach.
Okay, people, it's Ford Truck Month. And you know what that means. The best deals on America's best-selling trucks for 42 years straight. And with over 28 million sold, isn't it time you joined the stampede?
Now get 0 for 72 on F-150 or $11,395 in total savings plus $1,000 cash back only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
During this year's certified South Carolina grown Palmetto series, we're promoting Fresh on the Menu, a program that connects South Carolina farmers with area restaurants to bring you meals made with fresh, locally grown ingredients. Or try creating your own Fresh on the Menu meals at home. So download the Fresh on the Menu app today and follow your team at palmettoseries.com. It's a matter of taste. And go Gamecocks!
This is it. This is the moment when legacies are made, and good becomes glorious. But legacies aren't just granted on game day. You can make them anytime. Will it be today or someday? The glory lies in your choice. This is the moment. What will your legacy be? You build legacies. We protect them.
Good hard work has earned Jessica Vastine the title of Colonial Life Academic Athlete of the Week. A member of the volleyball team, Vastine is a sophomore exercise science major with a 3.786 GPA. This week's academic athlete is brought to you by Colonial Life. Colonial Life, the benefits of good hard work.
As we welcome you back into Gamecock Insider, we're talking Gamecock men's basketball today because that squad has been on quite a roll. A couple of wins this past week moved them into sole possession of 4th place in the SEC. Why is 4th so important? Well, the top 4 seeds in the SEC tournament get a double bye, which means they don't play until the quarterfinals. That certainly helps your chance if you want to try and win that tournament and collect an automatic bid into the big dance. For South Carolina's most recent matchup with Ole Miss, that 4th place position was certainly up for grabs. These two teams entered the game tied with an equal 8-4 record. So South Carolina with a victory would not only get the 1-game advantage, but now they've also got the tiebreaker over the Rebels. How did it turn out? Let's take a look at some highlights from Colonial Life Arena.
Silva, great feed to Frink, and it's an easy layup as Chris drew 3 defenders on his drive down the lane.
That was a beautiful assist done by the big fella.
Silva will try a 3. You better believe it. And that's a timeout again called by Ole Miss. Frank Martin slapping at the padding on the scores table. He's not happy with something Alonzo Frink did, but South Carolina's fan base is okay with everything going on now. Gamecocks inbounds comes to Frink, and he'll back in against Naylor. And from low on the right, he spins and scores in his foul. Alonzo has been MIA for a few games, but he's got 4 points for South Carolina, and that's a slick spin move right there. Here's a drive to the rim and a dunk for Lawson. Hasani with the nice bounce pass, and that was a little backdoor medicine back at Ole Miss.
We needed a play. Hasani did a great job on that pass.
Feeds the near side wing to Lawson. Now they give to Silva on the block. Double team. Chris tries to dribble out of it. Skips a pass cross court. Campbell makes the catch. One more pass to Gravett. Hasani for 3 out top. Yes, sir.
What a good shot by Hasani. Wow.
First points in the second half for Hasani Gravett. Pass for Lawson. Busted up, but Hasani picks up the loose ball in the deflection. Gives to Lawson. He'll drive. He'll kick in the corner. Gravett for 3. One more time for Hasani.
Big money Gravett. I tell you, he's played so well.
4 trays for Hasani Gravett. The Gamecocks have hit 9, and it's 75-63 the lead, back to a dozen. South Carolina is living dangerously, falling behind by double figures in the first half repeatedly, but they have repeatedly found a way to close the gap and celebrate a win, and tonight they will do it again. Your final score is 79-64. The Gamecocks defeat Ole Miss. You can put Spurs on another one. The Gamecocks improved to 9-4 and 14-12 overall. Ole Miss's 4-game winning streak is snapped, and South Carolina did it with a mixture of grit and some timely offense.
Gamecocks hold Ole Miss without a field goal for the final 6+ minutes and closing out the Rebels and picking up another impressive win at the CLA. Now this from My Carolina.
My Carolina is giving back to the place that gave me so much.
My Carolina is lifelong learning and finding my home.
My Carolina fosters opportunities for endless growth.
My Carolina is friends, family, and a place to call home.
My Carolina is a lifelong connection to my alma mater.
Learn about the deadly dangers of prescription drugs and opioids. Help end the epidemic in South Carolina, because painkillers can be just plain killers.
Hey! Dr. Norris, can you sign my Tacoma?
I'll be glad to.
From the fist of a legend rises a new action star. A hero who's there to save the day. So fearless, so rugged, he's tough as Chuck.
You replaced me with a truck?
Get 0% APR for 36 months on a new 2019 Toyota Tacoma. That's just 0% APR on the Toyota Tacoma. Toyota, let's go places.
Only Verizon was ranked #1 by RootMetrics. #1 in 3 Open Signal Mobile Experience Awards. #1 in video streaming according to Nielsen. And #1 in network quality according to J.D. Power. And that's why the only network to win in all 4 major awards is the one more people rely on. Choose America's most reliable network and get it on the best device, iPhone. Get iPhone XR on us when you buy the latest iPhone and Apple Music on us too.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Crescent Construction, the official roofer of the Gamecocks, and by Wild Wing Cafe, where great food rocks. Gamecock Insider is a production of Gamecock Sports Marketing.
The University of South Carolina. Exciting.
Harper takes out, rides it off, first man through, George Rogers, takes hold, he's across the midfield.
This is Rogers.
It's going to change the rest of my life.
And this time they come left. Rogers cuts out beautifully.
This is Rogers again to the 25, 20, 15, 10. Rogers scores!
We had to work and we all worked together and we had fun.
I got goat vibes on my conscience.
If you want something in life, you gotta go get it.
Touchdown, South Carolina. Breaks out of another tackle. Points to West.
Get the ball to Bennett.
South Carolina is the type of school that's getting the type of facilities to where they are going to get good players too.
We are back to wrap things up on this week's edition of Gamecock Insider. Certainly want to remind you to join us again next week. You know, spring football practice is about to get underway, so we will have coverage of that, plus, of course, everything else going on in Gamecock country. Until then, I'm Derek Scott. Thanks for joining us here on the Gamecock Insider.